I'm having a hard time with this. I'm having a really hard time thinking and wondering, should I run the New York Marathon this year? Hi everybody, Paul Naylor here, aka the Delsol runner, and registration for the New York City Marathon is coming up in a few days, at least for the guaranteed registration part. So every year in the New York Marathon, they hold a select, they allow any athletes that have competed in any of the New York Roadrunner races, such as like the Brooklyn Half Marathon, the New York City Half Marathon, things like that. And if you run a qualifying time, that will basically guarantee your spot in the New York City Marathon later on this year if you choose to register, choose to apply, right? Well, after those spots have been taken, the remaining spots for anyone else that has ran a qualifying half or full marathon time can register for this race. Now, last year at Mount Lemmon, I was fortunate enough to run a qualifying half marathon time. I clocked in 1 hour and 20 minute, 7-second half marathon, so I can, if there are spots left, register for the New York City Marathon. Now, they say that you have to do it quick because the spots ran out very fast. I imagine, it's the New York City Marathon. It is only the largest marathon in the entire world. And now that registration is a few days away, I'm having a lot of trouble deciding if this is something I want to do, if it's a race if I want to go out and do it. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. This really should be an easy, basically what I'm saying is it shouldn't be this hard. I don't even know why I'm actually giving it as much thought as I am, going back and forth with this debating part. It's not really the registration fees. The registration fees are actually not that bad. I think it's around $220 to $50 to $40, somewhere around there. So it's not the money part. I think it's probably more just the logistics of thinking of flying over to New York, the cost, the flights, the lodging, the food, souvenirs. Mainly because that if we're going over there, most likely I might have to take my family with us or just find a babysitter for the kids. And so I think just the thought of just working out all of that is pushing back a lot of resistance. But another side of me is saying, this is the New York Marathon, you qualified for this race, you don't have to do the lottery, and this is a race that is it's just one of the marathons you do, like the London Marathon, the Berlin Marathon, Boston. These are races that you don't skip out on. These are the races that people say if you had the opportunity to run that race, you do it. And so that's what I want to do. That is what I am really wanting to do. But it's really a struggle seeing do I do this, or try to just run a really good, run some good times this year just to qualify for next year. So that's kind of where I'm at. I still have a few days to decide because I think the registration for the qualified times is on the 15th. So I have a few days. I just want to let you guys know that I'm kind of wrestling with it. A big part of me wants to do it. Another part of me just says, you know what, let's do it another year. I'm already planning to fly out to Hawaii in March, and that's going to be an expensive trip. I am also thinking about doing the San Fran Marathon, which again will be, that's actually going to be a fairly cheap trip. But I am traveling quite a bit for, I'm going to the Portland Half Marathon, I'm going to the Denver Half Marathon, several other marathons in California, there's one in Tucson, so it's going to be traveling quite a bit. So the thought of just going to New York, which is on the other side of the country, it's a bit overwhelming just to think about it. So how about you guys? You guys doing the New York? Have you ran a big city race like this? Because if you have, especially if it's New York, I would love to hear any of your suggestions on tips on making things a lot easier for the race, because I've never been to the Northeast. So by running this race, I'll also be in a new city, a big new city, and that thought is also pretty overwhelming. But anyway, listen to me ramble. I just wanted to share some of my thoughts, some of the things I'm kind of struggling with, but I'm hoping everything does work out. New York City Marathon has always been a dream of mine to run because it's the New York City Marathon. Running through the 5 boroughs is pretty incredible. So that's all I got. Thank you for listening to me ramble for a few moments here. So if you guys ran a race like this, put me down in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions, also put those comments down below because I can definitely use them. But hope you guys are going to have a great weekend. If you're running this weekend, I know there are some great marathons, great half marathons. The Disney World marathons and half, and all the other races at Disney World are happening this weekend. So if you're part of that, great job. But any other races around the country, I mean, the rain season is in full swing. It's opening up. Everything's doing great. So hope you guys are going to be doing some great races out there. But until then, I hope you all have a great, wonderful, and safe weekend. Run strong, and I'll see you at the next race. Take care.